Hey, good morning. Over coffee this morning, I want to talk about email marketing and looking at elements that you can incorporate in your conquest email marketing that is going to drive incredible results. We have some dealers that spend a lot of money in digital marketing, and conquest email marketing is still the #1 traffic source when you look at Google Analytics that's driving traffic to a dealership website. So if you're looking at your Google Analytics and you're looking at your top traffic source, organic or paid, and if email marketing isn't right there near or at the top, I think that you have some opportunity for your dealership. Now, a lot of dealerships, when I look at what they're doing from an email marketing standpoint, they're doing owner-based email marketing. And I think that's great. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about conquest email marketing and what you can do to bring in more customers that aren't existing in your database. And I think that brings up a really good point about the trends that are happening right now with a CDP and how important it is for you to be able to have some sort of customer database program that is managing all of your customers, but it is not the only thing that you should be doing. You should not only be marketing to the customers you've already done business with in the past. You should be looking at new and different ways to be able to bring in more customers from a conquest standpoint. And that is what you can do with conquest email marketing. Now, I jotted down a few items that I wanted to chat with you today. And the first one is creating an audience. Now, with conquest email marketing, and if you do, and I'm just going to say, if you do it with us, I'm going to share with you kind of how we do it. Now, there's a lot of other companies out there that have conquest email marketing, and I'm not, so I just want to kind of talk about the concepts of what you can do. So when you're building your audience, what we do is we have access to over 300 million consumers in a database that is searchable, that is constantly being updated and appended, and allows us to dial into the perfect audiences, be new car intenders, used car intenders, by make, model, trim, customer vehicle owners, trade intenders, just a bunch of different ways to kind of slice and dice the data to get to the consumers that we want to. So taking that 300 million people that's in that database all the way down to the 50, 100, 500 million people that you want to be able to communicate in your market on a monthly basis. We do that by looking at your overall sales data, looking at areas where we can conquest customers for you. We can even look at your cross-sell report, your pump in, pump outs, find out who is taking share from you and who you want to take share from. When we do that, we can align our targeting. Then we take those against all of the consumers who are in that audience list, and then we create these pockets of opportunities, and we create these audiences, and then we create a deployment calendar. We do this for our dealers every single month, and this can be based on the overall expense that a dealership wants to put into conquest email marketing, and we can create our deployment drops in 50,000 increments. So if a dealer wants to drop to 300,000 people, we can do that in 50,000 drops. It would be 6 different drops, and we can target specific days and times and content to be able to target those consumers based on who's in the audience. And then if we do it on a monthly basis, we can have a continual source of traffic coming to your dealership website. So it's not just going to be one drop and done per month, but this allows you to have a consistent message to a ton of different people in your market to get that traffic to your dealership website, and then have it optimized for lead conversion so you can get that dialogue happening between you and your sales team. So the other thing that we want to talk about today is the content itself. And while I'm thinking about that, let me just grab another cup of coffee. If you don't have one, I recommend that you get one. From a content standpoint, let me say this, that if you would have talked to me 5 years ago, I would have said that there are plenty of better places where you can spend your marketing ad dollars than conquest email marketing. But a few years ago, I changed my mind because I started to look at how we as a provider can engage customers in new and different ways using email. People still open emails. People still engage with emails. And even if they don't open an email, we still have a way to target those consumers. So the first thing, the content. We want customers to be able to engage with the content in a way that is going to be impactful, that's going to be insightful, that's going to get customer to click and get to your dealership website. So we've created a template that really engages customers in a way that is very familiar. Now, one of the big marketing myths, I think, is that with email marketing, the thought is that the consumer is only going to pay attention to what is above the fold. So if I share my screen here, and you can see that I have one of our email templates up right now. And the thought is that the only thing that's going to get clicked on is going to be what the customer sees. And you only have 2 or 3 seconds to get their attention and get them to click through. What we've proven over the last few years is we can get as much engagement on the lower part of the email that we get in the top part of the email, as long as it is compelling. So we've created these templates that are responsive between a desktop and a mobile device. So if I just scroll down here, you're going to start to see that it continues to be very compelling. So first of all, we got this great animated GIF that's kind of going through a slideshow. Right now it's Happy Honda Days. We have all of the lease offers for the different models. We have the big 5 ways to save. We got a great CTA right there, call the dealership. We got other great reasons why a consumer should consider purchasing from this particular dealership. And then we bring in our animated 360 spins for our offers. These offers are also going to include the Happy Honda Days, which is our why buy now information, through all of the different offers. So we got the CRV, the Prologue, we got the CRV Hybrid, the Civic Hybrid, the Accord Hybrid, the Pilot. So this is letting the customer know that we got a lot of things going on right now. And visually, it shows that we have a lot of things going on. We have our $25 Visa reward card as a CTA, a call to action to get the customer to click through. And speaking of that, one of the things that we do right now, which I'll share, is we have our Happy Honda Days a Visa reward card. So this is delivered to the customer within just a few days of visiting the dealership showroom. It is delivered inside a very high quality greeting card style delivery. And this is a real Visa card that has the Happy Honda Days logo on it, the customer's name on it. It's a real Visa card that can be used anywhere that Visa is accepted worldwide. So that's a great CTA. Let's get back to the CTA here. Or to the email here. And then we talk about why the customer should choose this dealership to purchase a vehicle. All of the great information about the dealership, unique selling propositions, campaign information, location information, accolades, awards, anything that is going to really create that compelling story of why a customer should choose your dealership. We also include anything that might be a unique selling proposition, like an Advantage program or a Plus program. Our Express Cash offer, we layer that in here as well. So we've got a test drive offer with a $25 Visa reward card. We got a sell us your car offer through our Express Cash offer tool. We include service offers on here as well. Get pre-qualified CTA, other awards, accolades, a map to the dealership, and then other CTAs. Now, what's cool about this is, of course, we're looking at this on a desktop right now, but what makes this really cool and engaging for consumers, because we know a lot of customers are going to get this on their phone. Let me share my phone screen with you real quick. So boom, right there. You can see that I have the same email right on my phone. So of course we have the animated GIF right up on top here. As I scroll up, you can start to see this feels more like a social media platform feed than an email. And that's exactly what we want. We want customers just to flip through, going through this email. And you can see all of those animated 360 spins. We have our $25 Visa reward card. We have all the great reasons why a customer should choose your dealership over another. We have the Advantage program. We have the Sell Us Your Car CTA. We have our service specials. And like I said, we get as much engagement on this lower part of the email as we do on the top part of the email. So all of that is available through our Conquest email marketing program. So that's content. Another thing that we'll do is, since we're talking about content, I'm going to share my other screen again. Keep on popping back and forth, but there's a reason for it. I'm going to share some other ones with you. And specifically, I just want to look at a used car. So here's a used car Black Friday event email. You can see a lot of similarities between, but one of the things that you're going to see different here is we actually feature used vehicles from the dealership's website. These used vehicles that we're featuring in the Conquest email marketing is going to include, depending on how we want to set it up for you, but typically what we do is we take your 5 least expensive vehicles and the 10 oldest vehicles that you have in inventory. And this allows us to feature all of those vehicles. Gives us a really good mix of used cars. It's dynamically creating this asset, this graphic asset, to click right through to your dealership's, right to the dealership's website, right to a VDP, just like with the last one, which was the new car specials. We'll click right to the landing page, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. You get a lot of the same messaging here. We got other CTAs to different areas. We have service specials, the map, and so on. So here's an example of a used vehicle one, and that is one of my bullet points that I noted down earlier, which was the content. So now we talk about landing pages. So with our Conquest email marketing that we do for dealers, and we look at Google Analytics, one of the things that we want to look for is, are we getting engagement on the dealership website? And we like to measure that with time, average session duration. So this goes into what happens right now with Google Analytics. There's a couple different metrics that you can look at, whether it is engagement time or average session duration. There seems to be a lot of focus on engagement time right now, and a lot of people think that engagement time mirrors time on site from Universal Analytics of old, and it's not the same thing. Really what you want to look at is average session duration. If you look at average session duration, you can compare it against organic traffic, Conquest email marketing. You can look at VLA traffic coming in as cross-network or paid search or paid social. And you can compare the quality of the traffic that's coming in to your dealership website by looking at your Google Analytics and looking at that average session duration. What we find is when we're delivering the very most, the largest channel of traffic coming into the dealership website being Conquest email marketing, we're seeing not the strongest or the longest average session duration, but we're seeing a very strong average session duration. So for the cost compared to the cost per user, in some of our stores, we have that down to 50, 60, 70 cents cost per user. Just compare that to what you're spending right now on social traffic or Google Ads traffic or vehicle listing ads traffic, and you look at the average cost per user, and then you're going to find that one of the best values in marketing today is Conquest email marketing. Looking at that. So that is content, but let's talk about landing pages. So the landing pages are going to be very important to make sure that you have a longer average session duration. The way we do it is with our new car offers that we include in the Conquest email marketing. When a customer clicks on the $239 a month HRV, we're going to drop them directly on a $239 a month HRV. So let me go ahead and share that with you real quick. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go to my new car. Go to, let's just do this one. Because I'm going to have the offers the same. So I got this $359 a month Honda CRV with the animated spin. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. It's going to bring, okay, of course, it's not going to want to now. There we go. These are all in a test environment. So, customer again, $259 a month Honda Prologue. I click on that. I'm dropped onto a Honda Prologue landing page. And this isn't just a specials page that has all of the offers. This is a dedicated landing page. And another thing you can see here, which is another bullet point that I have right underneath, is we have our dynamic UTM codes that includes the content, Black Friday, ID, INTICE, campaign, UTM campaign, conquest, medium email, and source INTICE. So all of that transfers directly into Google Analytics. So we're able to actually see each individual email, and then we can look at the all of the different metrics, including the average session duration by email. That gives us great information to optimize the entire campaign. This landing page right here has that $259 a month. We got a lot of other great things a customer can look at while they're here. And then we have the CTAs that are included, where I can search inventory, I can get the information, save it to my phone, I can schedule a test drive, I can get pre-qualified, I can sell it, I can get a value on my vehicle, I can look at all the companion video that goes with this, which we can go ahead and look at real quick while I have a sip of coffee.
Happy Honda days are back at Bay Ridge Honda. You can get great prices and payments on hundreds of new Hondas. Honda cars, trucks, and SUVs. In stock and on the way. Happy Honda days are here at Bay Ridge Honda. Get all the facts at bayridgehonda.com.
So that is one of our videos that is embedded on the specials page. It's also on our home page that we keep here as well. So if we were able to find the prologue, that's going to be right here as well. All right, so that is the landing page. That's the UTM codes. Let's just talk a little bit about matchback reporting, subject line, and deployment schedule to go ahead and get wrapped up. I'm going to go here. And reporting and matchback. So we provide our dealers with a dashboard that they can log in, they can look at all live data. You're going to look at how many people we deployed to, all the different deployments. You're going to be able to see the open rate. You're going to see the click-through rate. And you can look at the actual individual email. You can see how many people clicked on each one of the clickable elements inside that email. So really cool dashboard if you care to look. Also, we have we do a matchback report. So we take all of your sales, we encrypt it, we upload it into the system. It then matches it to everybody that we targeted. So this is super important to think about, because if we're going to, let's say we got 200,000 or 300,000 people that we're targeting, or 1 million people that we're targeting in your area, we know that our match or our open rate is going to be probably somewhere in the upper teens. That still leaves 80+% people that don't open the email. But let's put those 80% people to the side for just a second. I'm going to talk about what we can do with those customers. But out of the customers that do open, we're able to see how many people actually click through and where they click. Now with our matchback reporting, we take your sales, we match it back to the previous deployments, and typically, depending on the volume, how much conquest email marketing you're doing compared to other marketing, we can see up to 20, 25, almost, I think we've hit over 30% a few times, but typically somewhere in that 20 to 25% match rate. So what this tells me is that everybody that we've targeted, that we can match to, out of all of the customers that you sold, 20 to 30% of those customers we have been able to communicate with. So it's not like a true one-to-one attribution, but it does show that that it is super effective when you take everything into consideration. So if you sell 100 cars per month, we can prove out that 20 to 25 of those are people that we targeted with our conquest email marketing. You sold 500 cars a month, we're able to show that 20 to 25% we're touching those customers with our conquest email marketing. Now, let's talk real quick about the 80% that don't open an email. We take that entire audience and we have it encrypted, we download it, and then we have the internal mechanisms to expand that audience into Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Display. So even if they don't open the email, which the vast majority don't at 75, 80%, 82, 83%, but those customers are still going to start to see your advertisements on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Google Display. And it's going to be the same messaging that we have inside the conquest email marketing. So we call that our INTICE omni-channel marketing. And then the last thing I have on my list that I want to chat with you today is the deployment schedule. So we like to do midweek deployments. So we conquest a new car customer conquest audience, a used car conquest email marketing audience. We have a service campaign. We have an opener campaign that we run. We have a new mover campaign, so customers that are moving in to your PMA. We have a specific welcome to the neighborhood email that we include there. And all of these are constantly going out for our dealers, driving traffic consistently throughout the entire month. So at the beginning of this email, we talked about not doing conquest email marketing until you see this. And those are the elements that we wanted to be able to share with you today. If you're interested in talking about having us give you a quote on what it would look like, if you have any other additional questions on what our conquest email marketing looks like, I would love to chat with you a little bit more. Shoot me an email at david@intice.com. Hope you have a big car selling weekend this middle of the month for November. Again, thanks so much for watching.